Welcome back. Now, the Security Association of Namibia (SAN) is hosting the Namibia Private Security Conference and Annual General Meeting from the 22nd to the 23rd at Movenpick here in the nation's capital. Now, the event theme, Strengthening Namibia's Security Ecosystem, will bring together over 200 security companies, government officials, and key stakeholders to discuss collaboration, compliance, and innovation in the sector. Joining us this morning is the National Administrator of the Security Association of Namibia, Celeste Mhunduru, to discuss the goals of the conference, key challenges facing the private security industry, and the importance of public-private partnership in shaping Namibia's security future. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, perhaps to begin off with, let's talk about the brief overview of the Namibia Private Security Conference. What is the significance of hosting this conference, and why specifically in this year, 2025?
This is our first national platform. As you alluded, it is going to bring together over 200 companies, ministries, members of SAN, stakeholders, and end consumers. And the main focus is to build a stronger and more professional security sector, one that protects lives, property, and jobs through collaboration, compliance, and innovation.
Now, we understand that Her Excellency, the President of the Republic, will be officiating the opening of the conference. What does this high-level engagement signal about government's view on the importance of the private security? And we also know that there was an adjustment in terms of the hourly rates when it comes to the remunerations of security guards that was affected earlier January this year.
Yes, that was a battle that took us about 3 years to get to that stage. But Her Excellency's involvement sends a powerful message that the private security sector is a national priority. It recognizes the sector security officers as frontline partners in safety and stability, and signals government commitment to regulating, professionalizing, and uplifting the security sector. I must also just emphasize that the sector employs over 30,000 security officers or personnel across Namibia, and it is represented by 390 companies, of which 104 are paid-off members of the Security Association. I would also just like to add, if I may, is that the Namibia Security Labour Forum, as a member that SAN belongs to, SAN will continue to advocate for the forum's formal recognition as the bargaining council for the sector and the representation of all national platforms to ensure proper alignment and inclusion of this unique industry.
I think one can definitely say that once a structured platform exists, I think much more results will definitively be able to be attained. Now, one of the key themes is collaboration between public and private sectors. Where do you see the greatest opportunities or challenges in building those partnerships that perhaps might come up during this conference?
The biggest challenges, shall I put it in, as well as opportunities, is in structural partnerships that is between SAN, the government stakeholders, and the end consumers. And we hope that together we can align training, compliance, and public safety goals. The challenge has always been fragmented, but the conference hopefully will mark the start of a working ecosystem.
Now, compliance and professionalism are also central to the agenda. How is SAN working to ensure that private security companies meet national standards and labor laws, specifically with regards to remunerations, as we saw that some security companies appear to be hesitant in terms of effecting the changes in remuneration that were gazetted to take effect earlier this year?
The biggest hurdle is the absence of the regulations of the CESOP Act number 19 of 1998 that is not promulgated. So through continuous training, awareness, and partnerships, that is with stakeholders and as well as government and consumers, we hope that we should be able to achieve our aim in ensuring that the Act is promulgated and ensuring that the national procurement processes is being in compliance for fair labor practices and built into every government contract.
Okay. Now, cybersecurity and artificial intelligence are also listed as focus areas. How ready is Namibia's security sector to adopt emerging technologies, and what role will innovation play going forward?
Yeah, AI and digital tools are the future of the security, from smart surveillance to data-driven risk management. Namibia is ready to adopt these technologies responsibly. Innovation will not replace people. That is one thing that we need to emphasize. And however, it will empower security personnel to work safer, smarter, and more effectively. But this can only be done through sectoral education and preparedness must be strengthened to ensure that technology enhances rather than replacing human jobs.
Okay. Now, as we get here towards the conversation, now finally, what outcomes are you hoping to achieve from this year's conference, both for SAN and for the broader security landscape in Namibia?
We are envisioning not to have this event only for this year, but that it will be held annually to ensure that the dialogues that we will be having does turn into action. We do envision to have this every year in partnership with stakeholders who can come on board and sponsor and support the growth. Because through these partnerships, we will be able to strengthen collaboration, compliance, innovation across the sector. This is just to ensure that each year we track progress on every key goal that we set for a clear path towards the promulgation of the regulation, and as well as enforcement of compliance of the security industry body. Secondly, we strongly we also want stronger collaboration between the stakeholders and consumers, or end consumers and the private sector, and then also that a united professional and innovative sector that protects Namibia's people and the economy.
Okay. Now, finally, before we let you go, are you perhaps able to take us through the program, what it looks like from the first day to the second day? We know that we talked about the fact that the head of state will officiate at the conference. What else can we expect in terms of the outline of the program?
Yes, definitely. We are fortunate to have gracing our event on the 22nd. This will entail from presenters that is from the Ministry of Safety. We will also be having a health screening day that is for the day. That is because of the alarming rate of shall I say, suicide that is happening in the country. We have invited panelists from across the borders, such as Botswana, to also be part of the panel, NAMRA, and as well as the Central Procurement Board. The second day is obviously going to be the annual general meeting, which will consist of members. We are also inviting the public to come and hear what the association has done for the past year and how we can drive the association further.
Madam Celeste Mhunduru, thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning, and we hope that the conference that is slated, that is for the 22nd to the 23rd of October at Movenpick in the nation's capital, will indeed be a successful one.
Thank you very much.